Welcome, PearlBuggs, to another speed build. Today we are doing an apartment renovation, the one on Chic Street. I am starting by creating an entranceway. It's nice to have one even in a tiny apartment. I'm using a closet to do that. It's also helping to cover the body outline as well, because changing the floors and adding a carpet for some reason won't do that. Maybe someone can explain that to me. I'm choosing what wood tones I'm going to be using now. I was going to do the light. I end up going to a more medium tone, which I believe adds more warmth, and I like that better. I then end up choosing these appliances. It's an apartment renovation, an older building. It's not as nice, so I figured their renovation and their appliances are going to be kind of mid-range. And then I'm choosing the accent color now. I already put blue in with the stools, so I follow that along with the tiles in the kitchen. And then I add in some clutter. I go into the front hall closet area and add some rugs and plants as well. The laundry basket I put there, I do move into the bedroom. It wasn't my attempt to try to cover the body, although I am trying to cover it a bit. And I found the, it's like a mixing ingredient, and I liked that, so I added it onto the counter. I zoom out to look at the windows that are used in the building. We don't need to use the same ones, but I thought it was nice to make it match. Luckily, I do like these windows. And here I'm adding a dining table. I start with 4 chairs. By the end, when I finish the living room, I take out 2 of the chairs. It did still work. There was enough room. I just thought it was a bit cluttered, and really in a tiny apartment like this, you probably don't need that much chairs. You can add them in though if you want more room for entertainment and that. And here's when I add the plant. For the living room, I do a small love seat and a small chair since there's not a lot of space. And then I use these tables that I really like. It went really well with the theme and the look of the apartment, so I got to use those. I changed the walls a little bit. I didn't want to add color exactly, but I did want it to look a little less plain. So instead, I changed the exterior walls to concrete, which adds a bit of warmth without adding more color. And it seemed practical that the exterior wall might be concrete on a building like this, though also that worked out. I take a while to decide on filling up this blank wall. I try some plants, some pictures, some bookshelves. In the end, I go with one that curves in the corner. I thought it fit well in there. It's utilizing all the space, and it blended well with the TV stand as well. You'll see it right here, and yeah, I thought it looked really nice. And then the rest is plants. I go and add in some curtains. They warm up the space, cozy it up a bit. And this is the last thing in the living room for now. I do add a few more clutter items, but otherwise we're done. And then I go into the bedroom, the bathroom. And for this one, it's the same idea I had with the kitchen. It's not going to be super high-end tiles and toilets or anything like that, because it's a renovation of an apartment. So I go with these ones. I try a couple different showers. The one with the mosaic is really nice, but I didn't think they would have that in a renovation like this. More just the white tiles. I keep the warmth of the wood with the sink, and then I add a few things. I remember the toilet paper as well. I can find it hard to find rugs to use in the bathroom, tiny rugs that fit the space, but I find this one shrink it down a bit and it works well. I will be going to add a closet in the bedroom as well, because there's more space than I thought there was, and I wanted to add a bit more in there. It fits nicely just behind the closet. and it makes sense on a building standpoint. If they were renovating it, and that would be a good spot to put it. Right here I put it in. I changed the front hall closet. It's white. I changed it to the brown that I did in the bedroom as well. I will add a dresser to try to cover up the pipes and fuse box. And it works okay to add that in, but it doesn't cover it enough. I didn't like it, and I wanted to find another way to cover it. I end up using curtains. The curtains that kind of stick out of the wall a little bit. I often don't like using those in builds. They get in the way. But these ones worked for the pipes and cover them perfectly. I changed to a lighter color, but these are the ones I end up using, and it suits it really well and covers it up. And then the last bit in the bedroom is adding clutter onto the dresser. I thought the person living here used the dresser as a surface to fill it up with everything, so that's what I do here. And I try to use the space by the door as well by adding some shelves. I try a few different ones. I don't want them to stick out too much in front of the door area, but I figured the hook and a couple shelves would be fine. I do eventually move that laundry basket from the front door into this area, just as if they dumped it there after they did the laundry. And that is the last few things that I do for the apartment. I change out some of the lights. I had some spotlights in the kitchen, but I changed them. And I add in nifty knitting onto the chair and behind the couch because I thought that looked well there. I didn't like the empty space, so I did that. And that is the last thing I do. So if you like this, please subscribe. And this build is on the gallery as well under PearlBugg. And have a great day.